Hello, everyone, and welcome to an outro or an intro. Wait, an intro for the intro. Yep, that's what we're rolling with. Just a quick preface. There's some gore in this episode. Kind of visceral, kind of some yucky sounds. Felt like I should put a warning. Enjoy if you enjoy. It's nothing too bad, in my opinion. Maybe. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Seraph Syndrome, episode 14 for that matter. And I'm joined by my two lovely... Well, I didn't even introduce myself. Hi, I'm Fungi Fisheye, the DM, who's putting my players into vomit-inducing states. And those players will say hi now.
Hi, I'm Noelle. I play Stella Starweaver. I'm gonna throw up.
I'm
Chunky, vom,
Tiny. Hi, I'm Tiny. I pick Akia Lane, and I'm also gonna throw up.
Everyone's gonna throw up a little bit. But let's get right into the recap. On the last session of Seraph Syndrome, our party traveled across the forest, leaning outwards of La Torre carefully. They treaded back the way they came. Igrim took the lead as the party tensely marched forwards with looming dread within the air. When dusk began to fall and coat the heavens in shades of luminescent gold, Gully broke the tenseness as he tried to give a talk to Akia, feeling like he knew best what it was like to be on the borders of death. After this wholesome exchange, Akia found inner strength to talk to Stella. After some banter beneath the stars, Stella relented to Akia's kind exchange, and the mood began to lighten a little bit between both of them. After finding common ground, they took to resting while Igrim took watch until Stella awoke. Until waking up, Stella met face to face with the passive-aggressive Igrim, who walked past her and headed to bed. Stella awkwardly kept watch whilst ignoring her urges of curiosity at the distant structures over the rolling hills. The next morn, Akia and Stella had a brief exchange before they woke Gully up. Gully, startled, held a necrotic fist up to Akia with dazed eyes. However, he snapped out of it after a stagnant minute. The party decided to progress through the fields beneath daylight afterwards. During their second day of walking, Stella noticed a starlit field, changing the atmosphere around with its ethereal beauty. Stella decided to bring it up with Igrim, and after asking if they could stop, Igrim vehemently refused, only to have Akia back Stella up. Igrim drew his sword and challenged Stella on her lofty ambitions. As grass sways across the fields endlessly, that is where we pick up. The shine of the sunlight catching on to Igrim's sword. Stella, you see your reflection in his blade as he points it at you.
I start to sweat as I just feel like everything is falling apart around me. This image of wonder and camaraderie completely broken. I nervously look at Grim in where I think his eyes would be, and I just go, "Hey Grim, you have to understand. My family, for so long, they've wanted for a place to call home again. And for a place to be able to see the stars. I need to do whatever I can to bring that to them. I don't want things to be difficult."
Igrim raises his sword higher. As the grass sways, he remains vehement, stagnant. His coat, his hair, the only things moving in the wind. As you look towards his helm, you see almost as if they are glowing beneath the helm. Raging
Oh.
red eyes.
What is...
Sorry, Gully speaks up. I don't know what's going on here, but I think, we should just go. I think, I know that those things can be dangerous. I won't go, even though I might not have a say here.
Akia is just looking back and forth, and you see her start to pick at her nails so heavily that she's starting to like bleed out of anxiety, and just doesn't know. It's just quiet. She doesn't know what to say.
Stella, you just see a Grim standing there with a sword, and one of his fingers pointing towards the destination where you guys are trying to go. Unwaveringly so.
I turn back, acknowledging Gully's words, and I turn back towards the Grim. I understand. It's really irresponsible. I just... And she just gulps. I don't think I have much power over you, but I don't want anyone to keep getting hurt.
Igrim stares at you through that helm. He points at you and then points towards the gutter town, unrelenting in his demeanor. And as you sit there looking at him, or stand there looking at him rather, he points at you and then points at the sword. Stella, I don't think I even need to tell you that you get it. Igrim is saying, and Stella can feel it, that the only way you are going to get that during any point in this adventure is if you go through him.
I'm gonna throw up.
Stella just shuts her eyes for a moment. And I think back to my family, to everyone's smiling faces. I think about the rare times I get to see my father smile. And I open my eyes again, and I just... I squeeze my hands together.
Stella, as you squeeze your hands together, as you picture your family members' smiling faces and the lack of one on your father's face, you remember an instance of when your father told you what was going on in Kirin, your homeland, when you were but a child. You remember the sorrowful look on his face as he described the ancestral history that he had only gotten to hear. You see as his face, instead of shifting to nostalgia or reverence, instead of being a neutral face, you saw a rare moment of sorrow in your father's typically lacking emotion face. As if the loss of their homeland has been a generational pain. You remember that not only did devils steal your home, but now this disease did. And now, you being one of the only few with the opportunity to maybe reclaim it, are here and now. Stella, what do you do?
I... I know all I have in terms of weapons is, well, at least in terms of physical ones, is just a dagger. Can I maybe look around for something that, I could maybe use, like a quarterstaff of some kind?
There are weapons littered all over this field. There are wagons that have been destroyed, and whatever was there has spilled across the landscape. You see weapons of ichor still there. Roll me a investigation check to see if there's anything in your close vicinity.
Just looking for something blunt. That's an 11.
Stella, you can find, I'd say pretty easily, a simple quarterstaff. It's a pole arm with a jagged tip, but you can break off the edge, the metal.
Okay. I go to pick up this quarterstaff, and my hands shake as I pick it up. I feel like I don't stand a chance, but I also feel like I don't really have a choice. If we really have to do this, then I turn towards Akia. You don't need to get involved at all. This isn't your battle.
Akia just looks down at her hands, and she just looks back up, and then puts a hand on her shoulder, and just goes, "If I were in your shoes, I would have done the same. I'm not letting you do this alone."
My lips quiver a bit, and I just give her a nod.
She
If
nods
that is
back.
what you choose. Oh. And I turn back towards Gully, and I just go, I am so sorry for everything you've had to witness. You don't need to further involve yourself in this at all.
Gully looks at you, and his teeth clench. His jawline sharpens a little bit, and he takes a little swallow. You see Gully, he backs down. He's not involving himself in this, especially not against a Grim.
I get it, man, I get it.
Me too, Gully. Me too.
As the field's grasses turn, what do you want to do?
I just, I look towards the Grim, and I hold the staff, and I will accept your challenge.
Stella, as you say that, you see, as the winds blow, as dust and debris kick up into the air. Where you were looking at a Grim, he is no longer. You see that a Grim is now right in front of you. That is a nat 1 to hit, which is not going to hit. A Grim is going to immediately use Action Surge. So that's still not going to hit. He's missing both of these attacks, but he is right in front of you.
Oh, God.
And Stella, you are going to take 6 damage from both of a Grim's misses because he turns them into grazes. You see as he artfully wields this greatsword, grasses getting cut up as you are suddenly caught in an onslaught of attacks. And that is the end of a Grim's first turn. And that is going to go to you. It's going to go to you, Akia.
Okay.
Next up is Stella.
Oh my god, this is so nerve-wracking, bro. I can't. It's my turn, right?
Yes, I said it was your turn.
I know. Okay. I want to cast blindness / deafness on him.
All right, what does he have to make?
He has to do a Constitution Constitution saving throw, and it's a DC of 14.
Success. What does it look like as you cast that?
I feel like she just hesitantly lifts her hands, and then you see kind of a glimmer of like dust, in a sense, of mist going towards him.
Akia, as you create this glimmering mist that trails through the air of these fields, you see as a Grim, in the same movement that he was cutting Stella, you see as his sword lifts up into the air and splits it down the middle. And you feel
see her flinch.
Reverberation of the wind.
You just feel her flinch and like kind of like as the wind, she gets pushed back a little bit. I'm so sorry, Grim.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
All right, Stella, that's you.
Okay. I
got this.
Going to wait a second. I don't think I even have that anymore.
What?
I don't think I have Shillelagh anymore.
So you're going to be making these attacks without the assistance of Shillelagh then? You switch them out for mending.
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
Or
so what do you do?
I don't remember. Yes.
I'll be nice and say you can add Shillelagh back. Just be quick, please.
Okay.
So your bonus action casting Shillelagh and presumably going to try to hit him, right?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
You guys just took a long rest, so I'll just allow this. That's an 11 to hit.
11.
Stella, as you bring this quarterstaff imbued with stars down across a Grim, you see as he parries it away. Is that the end of your turn?
That will be the end of my turn, yes.
All right. That is going to go to a Grim. A Grim is going to continue trying to slash you. That's a critical hit, because a Grim crits on 19s.
Okay.
And he's going to roll damage twice due to his Savage Attacker feat. I believe, yeah, Savage Attacker once per turn. You can reroll damage twice and take the higher number. So he's going to deal 18 damage to you, Stella, with this attack.
Alright.
And a Grim slashes you right across the chest. You see as blood spills across the floor, and he stops and stares at you through the helm, almost adjusting his posture, holding his sword at you still. It almost feels like he's beckoning you to give up. And that is going to go to Akia's turn.
As she sees that, it kind of makes her realize there is no way to get out of this fight. or even convince him to stop. And she just clenches her fist and she does Eldritch Blast on him.
All right, roll to hit.
17.
Igrim takes the back handle of the sword as you are casting Eldritch Blast and smacks your palms together, canceling out the blast and sending it into the floor.
Oh!
Oh my god.
All right. Is that it, or you have anything else you want to do?
I think. Ooh. I'm gonna go to hit him with my bonus action with a dagger.
All right. Roll to hit.
Come on, something. That's not hitting. It's a 12. Don't even have to tell me.
It is definitely not hitting. You see as you go to slash, and Igrim just bats you away with a backhand.
Not the pimp slap.
And that's the end of your turn?
Yeah.
All right, Stella, that's you.
I hold myself. I hold my wounds. And I look at Igrim and I just go, how far are you willing to go?
All you see is in the billowing wind. As everything around him is flowing, Igrim's body is unnaturally still. But within that, you definitely see conviction.
I think I definitely start to think about how I don't know anything about Igrim or what he is capable of or what he has experienced. I feel a mix of feeling like it's too early to back down, but also just fear as my eyesight starts to get a little blurry. I'm going to cast Healing Word on myself.
All right. You get 12 hit points back to yourself. And what else do you want to do with your turn?
So that was my bonus action, so I can't hit with Shillelagh anymore, right?
Shillelagh is a normal attack after you cast it, so you could still hit with it.
I could still hit with it?
Yes.
Okay.
It starts as a bonus action, then goes to a normal action.
Right, okay. I'm gonna try again.
All right. Roll to hit.
That's not hitting, that's a 10.
Igrim, once again, with that stillness, he cuts into you, blocking the hit by having it move you to the side, walking into your attack and avoiding it. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
That
Yes,
goes
it
to
is.
Igrim. Next up is Akia. Igrim is going to go for another slash on you, Stella. That is a 16 to hit. Does that hit?
Okay, yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. He's going to roll with Savage Attacker. That is going to be 10 damage back to you, Stella. Almost fully undoing your
All
heal.
right. Yep.
All right. That is going to go to Akia.
She turns to Stella and just, how are you holding up?
Not very good.
Mhm. With that, she is gonna cast Healing Word on her. She gets 8 back health,
Thank you.
as well as is gonna try again with her dagger as a bonus action.
All right. Roll to hit.
Don't even ask. Don't even. Don't even. I
Akia,
already
you
know.
go to stab Igrim, and Igrim grabs the dagger in your hand, and he stares at you through the helm. And is that the end of your
Please.
turn?
Yeah.
All right. As you say please, Igrim just continues to stare at you, but averts his gaze to Stella. Stella, it's your turn.
Let's try it again.
All right. Roll to hit.
$18.
That actually does hit Igrim.
Oh. Okay.
Roll your damage.
6.
6 health away from Igrim. All right. Anything else?
That is the end of my turn.
All right. As you hit Igrim, you hear the armor ring out as a burst of stars clamors from the staff. Igrim, you just see as he looks at you continuously, Stella. That is a 22 to hit. That
God
is
bless.
going to be 13
Okay.
damage to you.
Well, that's exactly how many hit points I have.
Igrim is acting non-lethally, so you just drop to the floor unconscious. And
All right.
At least he's not lethal.
he stares at you afterwards, Akia, and tilts his head. As he tilts his head, he heals back for 10 HP.
I didn't even do that much.
All right, that's your turn, Akia.
She continues to stare at Igrim, just with this saddened look in her eyes. She... Can you please understand in some way that this is what she needs to do? This is for her family. She's not gonna give up. She will go there one day. I beg of you to consider anything.
Akia, you can roll persuasion.
Burn.
Is there anything else you want to do on your turn? Because the Grim starts walking towards you.
I have inspiration. I have heroic inspiration.
All right, use it.
I can roll it again, right?
Yeah, you can. Absolutely. Expend the heroic inspiration and use it.
22!
A 22.
22.
You see as a Grim stares at you through the helm. He looks on at you. You see that he swipes Stella's blood off the sword and then points it at you. Igrim is beyond set in his ways. The DC for that was a 25.
Oh my god.
Is there anything else you would like to do?
She stares at him so solemnly. It looks to the ground. Why? Why can't you just listen? In any way.
Akia, if you don't do something now, that's the end of your turn.
He's doing Eldritch Blast.
All right, roll to hit.
Dirty 20.
Absolutely hitting. Roll your damage.
8.
8 damage. All right. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
All right, Stella, you don't have to make any death saving throws. He wounded you non-lethally.
Cool. Okay.
That's going to go back to a Grim's turn. Akia, you see as Igrim pulls his sword to the side, stares at you as you launch this Eldritch Blast at him. That's a nat 20. He is going to roll with Savage Attacker. You are going to take 21 damage.
Oh my.
That is the end of a Grim's turn, but he is going to use a second wind and heal for 4 more health.
Brother.
All right, that is the end of a Grim's turn. Akia, that's you.
She is gonna cast let's do Chill Touch.
All right, roll to hit.
You see her just hesitating, knowing that deep down she knows that she is not winning this battle. Right on cue. It's a 10. I know that ain't hitting.
As you hesitate, as you feel a worry in your soul on this landing, you see as a Grim smacks your hand away. Is that the end of your turn?
She's slowly losing hope. So she'll just stare at the ground to her hands. And then that's the end of my turn.
All right. Stella, as you are down on the ground, as you are laying there silently, as you hear the sounds of battle slowly fading away from your consciousness, Stella, You have those visions that you were having earlier, those memories flooding through your mind. You see yourself as a child, staring up at the stars. You see your father talking to you as you sit in his lap.
Stella, I know this life may feel hectic for you. Roaming these lands, it doesn't give you a proper way to grow up. I'm sorry that it was this way, this lifestyle you are to be born into. We once had a home. We once had a place to call our own. Every day, every waking moment of a Starroot's life, those of us who left those mountains behind, we look for another place to call our own. One where the stars are just as clear as they always had been. I've never seen those stars.
And Stella, even though this memory is faded out of view, as you look up at your father, you see that a single tear rolls down his face.
I think in my moment of waning consciousness, a tear falls down my face as well.
As this tear streams down your face, as it falls across your chin, that is going to go to a Grimm's turn. A Grimm who is before you, Akia, stares at you with his helm angled downwards, the two horns raised up like that of a red devil. And he is going to raise his sword to slash at you. Does a 15 hit? Does that hit?
Yeah.
All right. He's going to roll Savage Attacker on this. That is going to be 9 damage. And
How delightful.
from the innards of a Grimm's helm, you hear him utter the first words you've ever heard him say.
You're kidding.
You march towards your death so quickly. All because of friendship.
And that is the end of Grimm's turn. That is up to you, Akia.
She just stares at him in shock, eyes wide, hearing his words, and just stares at Stella, and then looks back at him. She's the first friend I've ever had. It's such a cruel world. Sometimes friends matter. I don't know what you've seen, but I know there's nothing changing your mind. Grim. And she stares at Estella one more time, seeing her just down, and stares at him with just sadness, frustration in her eyes. I give up. You win. And she disengages.
As you put your weapon away, as you disengage, Igrim puts his sword away, the metal roughly sliding into the sheath. As Igrim stares at you, Akia,
Bonds like friendships. They are ones to be cherished. But if your friends lead you to your death, you refuse. And that girl, Stella, was going to drag you to your end in a cold, starry night.
and Igrim walks over to Stella. He reaches into the bag and he grabs the container. Igrim looks at it. He stares at it, looking at his own reflection. He tosses it to you, Akia.
If you want to go die for your friend, then do it alone. See what horrors lurk beyond the stars. And if you're not willing to take that risk, then wait till she wakes up.
And Igrim sits by a rock.
She just picks up the jar and just stares at it. And then just sits there, unmoving. I'll wait. And then just stares at Stella.
You sit down next to Stella. Igrim staring at both of you, his armor covered in both of your blood. And he just stares pensively at you both. Gully, after a bit, comes over and tends to both of your wounds, seeing that the battle is completely and utterly over. And as the battle is finished, that's the end of initiative. As Gully puts bandages on Stella and cast a cure wounds on her. That is going to be 2d8 health back to you. Stella, you heal for 10 HP as that dream ends. And you find yourself wrapped in bandages loosely. And Gully goes up to Akia next to heal. And Akia, that is going to be 6 health back to you as Gully wraps bandages around you as well, kind of silently working. And Stella, as you come to, you're facing the sky.
I slowly open my eyes and just blink for a second. I just try to sit up slowly.
You sit up slowly, and that wound across your torso aches. Blood seeps to the bandages.
I just look down at myself, at my hands, at all the bandages wrapped around me. And I think I just fully understand what just happened. I see Gully tending to Akia's wounds, and I just go, thank you.
It's no big deal. I feel bad that I didn't help with the fight. But
I shake my head. No, it's nothing you should have to trouble yourself with. Just my own whims.
Akia just still has the jar in her hand and kind of just holds it and stares at Stella. Here. I wanted to give it back.
Oh, thank you. I look a little puzzled, but I take the jar. I'm just kind of wondering why Akia was holding it, but not really bothering with it too much. I just kind of stare at it in my hands.
Akia's just staring off, just lost in thought, thinking of what a Grim said. Feeling a pit in her stomach.
So, back to headquarters it is then. I kind of try to get myself off the ground.
You pick yourself up, and you feel those wounds sting. Even though you know that a Grim dealt some massive damage to you, you can feel that all of these wounds, all of those hurtful strikes, never felt the intention to kill. But now you feel that he had the capability to.
Yeah. I hold myself and just sigh.
Stella Starweaver.
You hear a voice cut from behind you.
I quickly turn around, as quickly as my wounds will let me.
You turn around and you see a Grim staring at you.
I admire your grit for not backing down immediately. And your foolhardy nature made me realize one thing. Perhaps it is best I show you what folly you mean to entertain.
And Igrim stands up and walks past you, Stella.
I start to follow behind him.
You follow behind him, and do the rest of you follow too, Akia?
I feel like she's so lost in thought, she's not processing that.
Gully kind of just shakes you.
Oh, huh?
I think it's best that we follow through. It's not good to be caught in danger like this.
Yeah, okay. And she just, like, passively gets up and starts to follow.
You follow Igrim, the lot of you. As you follow Igrim, you see as Igrim is carrying a creature by the head.
Oh.
You see this creature is squirming helplessly in Igrim's grasp, his claws wrapped around its head entirely.
I will show you the folly you wanted, Stella. What you so desire to contain. And after that, you can contain it if you want. But once you do, you will be camping away from the rest of the party, in solitude.
I just look towards him stunned. And I gulp before just nodding.
After a 30-minute walk to the starfield, a brimming, gaping crater filled with luminescent stars, shimmering purples, whites. A galaxy unfolds before you, just the same as you saw before, Stella. And Akia, you never have seen this. These glass shards glimmer in the air. Igrim stops at the mouth of the crater. He holds out this defenseless rabbit to you. And then he throws it into the starfield. You see immediately upon contact, glimmering stars begin to warble from the ground. They latch on almost like they are moving tendrils of a living creature. They snare the rabbit. They overtake it slowly, its fur slowly beginning to fall off. You see as these stars begin to engulf, ensnare, and utterly consume it. But the rabbit is still there. You see as it begins to look around. It stares up at the sky. You hear it squeaking. It claws at the rims of the crater, trying to pull itself up helplessly. You hear a cacophony of squeaks. Then you see its body begins to bubble. You see as these stars begin to pull its body apart slowly. You see slits form across its underbelly. It cleaves through the other side. In the middle of that slit inside of its stomach, as its organs pour out of itself, you see as a black hole forms within its chest, and its organs get sucked back in. Then you see as this rabbit almost violently leaps up into the air. It lunges towards you. And you see as Grim holds his sword out and lets the rabbit impale itself on it, cutting it in half as it slides across his blade. Igrim slashes this galactic mess off of his sword, making sure to angle it into the pit. And you see as its body slowly begins to eat itself, as a new crater forms where the corpse of the rabbit landed. It's small.
I just cover my mouth as I witness that horrific scene, and I just feel nauseous.
Akia similarly just stares and kind of just turns around and starts clutching her stomach and her mouth as she's trying not to throw up. You can hear her gagging, like, and just realizes the horror she just witnessed. Something she's never seen before.
Igrim points at the container you're holding, Stella.
Do what you wish, but the consequences are yours to have.
I stare down at this container and look back towards the crater. Do I see a similar...
Floating in the center, there is a teardrop-like stone, floating in opalescent. By the way, that agonizing scene lasted for 30 minutes straight, of its body unraveling.
Oh my
30
God.
minutes?!
30 minutes
30
straight,
minutes.
Igrim made you guys watch this rabbit slowly unravel.
Yeah, no wonder Akia wants to throw up.
I think back to that first time I tried investigating this opal. I think back to the hand reaching back towards me. Wondering if I actually found a way around it, or if it was just a miracle that I came out alive.
Egrim stares at you, waiting for your response. What do you do, Stella Starweaver? What do you do?
Oh God.
That's all you, girl. Akia does not have your back from where she is. She's too busy trying to throw up.
What time of day is it?
It is like midday.
Midday. Oh God, what do I do? Different memories keep flashing in my head between her father, thinking back to their homeland, and then that terrifying sight she just witnessed. These two things are just fighting in my head.
The words of Calcum and the words of Arcos also come to your mind, expressing how bad of an idea that is. But it's not on them. This is all on you, Stella.
Hmm. It's right in front of me. I look back towards everyone else. And think about what happened in the Torre. Can I... I don't know how that would work.
What? What's the idea?
I was gonna say if I could make a rule for myself
Yeah. What
to
is
see
it?
what wins out.
Sure. What's your decision then?
Just whether I should.
You can do a flat d20 higher than a 10. You do. Lower than a 10. You don't. Or you can do
Okay.
an intelligence check if you think she's leaning more into doing it so. Or wisdom, which is her highest. If you think she's leaning to doing this, you can do a wisdom throw.
Okay. I'll do that.
Alright? Then higher than a 10. And you'll do it.
That's a 13.
You choose to do it then.
Oh.
Alright. So, like before, are you casting Mage Hand?
I'm Gonna make sure to stand as far from everyone else as possible.
All right.
But yes, I will cast Mage Hand.
You stand as far away as everyone as you can. You summon this mage hand, this iridescent mage hand with speckled constellations in it. And you reach out towards the teardrop rock in the center of this. As this hand snakes its way through the air and you retrieve the stone with it, you see almost instantaneously the mage hand begins to shift in hue from those darker, more dulcet tones that you're used to being filled with those purples and cyans. But you put it in the bottle, correct?
Yeah.
How fast are you trying to do this?
As fast as possible.
Sleight of hand.
Oh.
Oh, lovely.
I'll let you do sleight of hand or arcana.
Okay. Okay, can I use guidance on myself?
You very much can. I'll let you do that.
Okay. That's a 15.
Plus the guidance.
Add 1d4. 17.
With the 17, yeah, you pull the rock, you open the canister, and you drop it inside as fast as you possibly can.
Immediately unsummon the mage hand.
You unsummon the mage hand, and you see as those stars dissipate. You lock the container, and you hear an electric whir as the rune inside activates. And you see as dancing purple plasma begins to snare the moondrop crystal, as if it was floating in the center of it, trying not to let it touch the edges of the glass. You tighten the cog, Stella. And now you can mark that as full.
Okay.
I have to say, Stella, you are a fool. But courage is something that dwells within you. If you die, I'll be sure to let your loved ones know.
And Igrim steps away from the crater. He was already pretty far away from it. He didn't want to be next to it.
Right.
And he begins to walk towards the gutter town.
I just let out this huge sigh. And I walk along. I keep watching it as I do, just to make sure.
Gully stays like 30 feet away from you.
I was
I
gonna
get
say,
it.
I feel like Akia sees this whole thing go down, and she feels that pit in her stomach start to grow, and then just kind of stays very far away from Stella, but still tries to keep an eye on her in case something goes wrong.
Yeah, I'm not trying to stay close to everyone after that. I understand.
All right. Well, you guys move closer and closer to the gutter town. As you guys get there, you see that you are in front of... Well, no, you guys have like about a day left of journey. So, if you guys want to, you guys can take a long rest.
Yes, please. I'm at 7.
I think that is a good idea.
All right. You guys
Wonderful
alternate
idea.
in circles and take a long rest, all of you, making sure that you all get your sleep. And the next morning, you guys wake up, clean up. Unless there's anything you wanted to do that night.
I feel like Akia is very much still thinking about that whole thing with the star and just like very quietly doing everything. She is in no mood to talk.
Yeah, I'm just keeping. I think I've been keeping a close eye on this container the whole time.
You stare at this case. As you stare into the
just-
glass, you see it slowly turning.
But no weird reactions, nothing getting corrupted.
Not yet. You see the lightning rune is flickering on and off as if it was on a timer. And it rotates the electricity, so not one is on for too long.
Mhm.
You can guess that is because of Calcum's genius.
Wow, he did a really good job on this.
But you guys wake up the next morning, clean up, and begin to move towards the Gutter Town entrance again. As you guys get to the Gutter Town entrance, the large vault door begins to open. You see the rocks crumble, the rust peels, and the flora moves away as the door creaks open with a loud sound. You guys walk inwards into the grove of the Gutter Town. And what do you do within here? Anywhere you guys are wanting to go?
I feel like Akia would like to see her family.
Of course. All right. So Akia is going to go see her family. Stella, what are you doing?
What am I doing? That is a great question. I really don't want to scare anyone by having this. But I also don't want to put it away because I need to keep an eye on it. What about Igrim and Gully? What are they doing?
They are already meandering through the crowds to try to go and get to the Bloodletter base within the Gutter Town. They are already moving to go to the base.
I think I'll follow along with them for now.
As you guys branch off from each other, going in your separate ways. As this long 2 days has come to an end. That is where we will end today's session.
Oh.
Thank you guys all for listening to yet another episode of Seraph Syndrome. I hope you enjoyed episode 14. I hope none of you did throw up. Bad.
None of us?
Akia did. Akia
Well,
almost
more
did.
the listeners.
I tried not to.
I hope, yeah.
Oh.
I hope this didn't make you throw up, but I understand, because me too, bro. Me too.
Remember,
I understand if
don't
you did.
yarf. It's bad for you.
Oh!
Apparently, it
Don't
takes the
yarf.
food out of your tum-tum.